No, Rich, stop it right now.
Whatever, man.
What's up, Philip? How you doing, man?
Good. Been busy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, you have, man. You're all around the area. Tell us a little more about SRQ Top Events, man. I know that's something that you had, and you're really busy around the city with that.
So my idea is overall that I would like for artists who are traveling from big metropolitan areas throughout Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, St. Pete, that Florida is one of those stops as you're heading down south towards Miami.
Yeah.
And my
I
goal.
mean, the Tampa Bay area, Sarasota.
Yeah.
Sarasota, you said Florida. Sarasota is one of the stops you would have meant to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my goal is to grow nightlife as a whole for my city.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Nice. I heard you have a lot of not just EDM events, but you guys do some things down in Sarasota too that are like more open format. You want to tell us about those?
I've met him before.
I'm sure he comes to Saigon.
Yes, that's where I met you from. That's where I met you from, Saigon.
Yeah.
That's a great question, but this is screaming right now in my mind. What is SRQ, right?
Yes.
What does that stand for?
That's actually an acronym that is for the airport. That it's because certain letters were already chosen, so that's the abbreviation that they use.
Yeah, that's the call sign for the airport, I believe, is
Nice.
SRQ.
All right, yeah.
So if you're
I'm
flying
working on
into
getting my
Sarasota,
pilot's license.
It's
So
SRQ.
Every airport has has that.
so yeah, it was a good choice in names. So tell us about those other events that you guys have going on in Sarasota.
So we do other events. I manage a space called the Felipe Crest Club. That we have Nashville recording artists.
Oh wow.
We have bluegrass. We have psychedelic rock bands. And then also I, outside of music, I do events with community building. Because I think about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what type of events people can get involved with.
Sure.
And how that you can bring those people and introduce them to some of the different types of music.
Yeah, I love that, man. What you do a lot of art too, right? Is I love art, man. I'm like a big fan of art. I love museums. I love all of that. But do you ever incorporate any of that into your events?
Yeah. I was actually just thinking about this, and this is like a challenge that or a challenge or thought that I'll give to all production groups for dance music. But we can start to think about production for dance music and dance shows and events, similar to how bigger production is done for pop events,
Okay.
or rock events.
In what sense?
In the sense that I think the idea of directly watching a DJ doesn't always need to be the case. I think this is tantamount with the sphere and anima and people experiencing a different experience of listening to dance music.
Yeah.
So I think we can play around with that, all of the different production groups and
I like that idea because I personally am a fan of hiding the DJ. I've always been a fan of that ever since I started DJing. I don't like to be right in front center, and I don't like to put on a show. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a music selector and a vibe curator, and that's the kind of DJ I am. So I like to be when I was up top at Saigon before I was allowed to have guests and such, and I was the only DJ there, and I was up top, and they wouldn't open the top. I loved it. Like I could create a whole vibe. I didn't have to worry about entertaining people, and I could almost say that I wasn't even present in my own body when I mixed that way. I was more into the music, and I feel like if we could go back to that and be immersive like you're saying, I think there's a whole nother like level of connection a community can have if we did do that.
I think that changes though when you're talking about you're a producer though now. Now you make music and you write music.
Yeah.
And in that particular case, yes, you are an entertainer whether you like it or not. I tell the
Yes.
guys this all the time, like at TK Lounge and stuff, because some of my friends are like, oh, I really wish I didn't have to DJ. Well, then why are you producing? Because I mean, you got to get your music out there, and if other people aren't going to play it, you got to play it.
Right.
And
I see.
And that this is also the way of the industry. The industry has become the DJ is the entertainer and the star.
Yes.
I know we all run around loving it to be about the music and all that kind of stuff, but that's just not the way the industry's gone right now.
You're absolutely
And
right.
It used to be about the music, and
Yeah.
you used to be in a box up in the top corner.
Yeah.
And or if you go to techno shows, there's one light on the producer, one light on the crowd, and one light on the exit, hopefully. But yeah, and then that was all about the music, but it's just the way the chains. Like my roommate, who's a DJ, always doesn't like to perform. But I'm like,
Yeah.
but you chose to do this.
Yes.
You're the one entertaining the crowd. You're the one setting the vibe. Yes, you are an entertainer, whether you like it or not. And then if you stand up there, so this is where this conversation always comes up. If you stand up there being an asshole, nobody's going to want to listen to your music.
That's right.
Yeah, for real. Like it, and because I remember talking to friends and various big time artists and stuff, listening to them comment and be like, "Yeah, I want to go take a picture with him or her," and they just shoved me out of the way and said no, or they ran right off the stage into their car and just drove off and all that. And you got to remember, the only reason why you're on the stage and why you're playing that music is because people
It's
have
'cause of the
chosen to
people.
listen to it.
I agree.
So you do have a little bit of an obligation to, regardless, you can pick how much you entertain,
Yeah, let's see.
but you do have to entertain a little bit.
See, I see what you're saying there, but I just don't want to. I don't want to be that guy anymore,
Well,
telling them to 1, 2, 3, jump. You know? What
Oh,
I'm
no,
saying?
no, not that. No,
You know,
no,
I
I
don't
disagree with
even
that.
do that
Even,
stuff.
there's just that part of entertainment that you'd have to accept if you're going to put yourself in front of people.
But that's
that
big
way,
room and
which
main
is-
stage stuff. That's a little different.
I feel you.
I
They
get
still
what you're
talk it.
saying.
They still
There's
talk
a lot
the
of
techno.
guys that are cut out for it, and you have like in different, I say like different cultures. For instance, Jamaica, you have your selector, right? Oh, it's not on.
No, it's on.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on.
There
You're
you
fine.
So,
Just a little
like
low.
in Jamaica, you have your selector, right? And then you have the DJ, but the DJ is not the one playing, right? The DJ is the guy with the microphone.
Oh, well, so the MC then.
An MC,
He's the
yeah.
MC. And here in the United States, you have your MC and you have the DJ. The DJ would be the selector.
Yeah.
I can do both.
I think that's how it
you've
should
seen-
be. I think
you've seen
it should be a double.
Right. If
you're gonna do
there should
something like
always,
that, it should
and
be a
what I
double.
never understood, and I'm gonna get right back to you. What I never understood, especially in the wedding industry here.
Wedding?
Okay, wedding industry.
Okay.
I hate wedding DJs. Like I don't like that whole industry because they have destroyed it from what it was supposed to be. But there should always be two: one guy with the microphone, the crowd motivator, and one guy,
Yeah.
pulling up the tunes.
I agree.
But I understand not everybody's cut out to be an MC.
No.
Some of the best DJs I've ever met in my life
Yeah.
don't want anything about getting on the microphone, and they
Yeah.
can play 3 or 4 songs at the same time, play with verses and stagger
Yeah.
choruses and verses and all. I mean, the speed.
Yeah,
makes
I'd rather
it
not be
wild.
on the mic.
You
They
know what
don't
I-
want to talk on the mic at all.
You know what I've always been curious though, like why so many of us choose to go into a profession that definitely is a people person profession.
Because
like you are expected, people are going to come up, bro, I love your songs, I love you, like, and they're like, get the fuck off me. Like,
I don't know. I don't understand that either.
it's like you ain't Celine Dion, like you ain't on a stage, and then we're going to rush you into the limo and take you home. I
No,
mean,
but
it's-
you're creating a vibe. If you're
Right.
a really good DJ, because there's a lot of mediocre DJs out here. As there's matter of fact, there's
Absolutely.
hundreds of them. A really good DJ will manipulate that music. I like to manipulate. I like to
I also,
do
if
stuff
I'm
on
in
the
the
fly.
mix, I don't want to be talked to if
Right.
I'm in the mix.
I want to
Especially
concentrate
the whole
on
the whole
staggering
conversation, you know?
my music, and I layer. I play 3 tracks at one. I do all kinds of crazy stuff, and I think the focus of a DJ is that. But then again, I'm not afraid to pick up the mic and get people throwing their hands up side to side and doing. I mean, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think there are certain moments for that.
So-
I guess there are certain moments for that.
yeah, go ahead. Back to you. Thanks for joining the show today,
So
Philip.
I'm going to bring up an interesting focus to that, though, in that I believe one of the stars of the show can be the space, the liminal
Yes.
space.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
When you design the space, that the space feels unique. You know, we're using a lot of times production groups. We're using the same spaces. How can you transform the space? This
Yeah.
is something that I've been trying to challenge myself with a lot. Making each guest, when they come to a different show, that it feels like a unique show.
Yeah.
And then I think when you do that, when you have the vibe, when you have the space, then you can take some of the pressure of the DJ having to be the entertainer.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good take on it. And I think the scene is moving in that direction because there's almost nothing left. You know, we gotta start making what the spaces we have interesting again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so good take on that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I
what?
think that's why Saigon does so good, by the way, because it's a unique space. It's very,
yes.
has sets of vibes,
Yeah.
sets of tone when you want. Everybody that goes there always is like, oh, wow, this is a great bar.
Yeah, automatic. You know, it's because of that. What's the future for SRQ?
The future is that we have been planning our events, like 3 months of planning events in advance. We're trying to do more Sarasota-based events and bringing in Tampa and St. Pete
Into
guests.
Sarasota?
Yeah, into
Okay.
Sarasota to provide more opportunities, get them more familiar with the area. We're starting a new series at the Henley on Central
Okay.
called House Party Thursdays.
Okay.
That I'm hoping, like for example, this Thursday there's a great event at Concrete Jungle. Then there's a great event by my past co-collaborator Jessica at Saigon. And then we're doing something at the Henley. And I hope that encourages as a whole a lot more people to go out on a Thursday evening.
Yeah.
And they can try different
Make the
types
block
of
hot.
sounds.
You know, I'm a big fan of making the block hot. Geo used to have his residency at 201, and then everybody would just always bounce back and forth. It was like motion, and you could see it. You know, so it's always cool. I'm a big fan of making the block
And
hot.
I got the
so-
flyer up for that event, actually, on the output right now. I know we've had Brian play for us a couple times, too.
Brian Tyler, yes. Brian Tyler's a beast.
The new Dipsy is playing.
Oh, yeah. So you know what, Dipsy's. I'm a fan of Dipsy. I'm a fan.
Which Dipsy?
both
The D-I-P-Z-Y or D-I-P-S-E-Y?
This one and Miami Dipsy. Both of them are rockers. I had the opportunity to hear Dipsy a couple times, and he didn't disappoint me either time. You know, great track selection, great DJ. He's definitely got some talent. Tell us who is Philip?
I am someone who likes to run production. I like to run front of the house, and all the nuances of that. I'm not a DJ. My musical background is that I started off playing guitar, and I joined and started a ska band.
Oh,
with
really?
horns and keyboards and lots of different instruments.
Ska's awesome.
So I know a lot about reggae music.
Oh, I love reggae.
And then
What got you into ska?
Reggae.
I mean, like,
actually we
Good question, by the way.
when
I love
when you
ska.
start off when you're 16 years old, there's only
feels
so
like so long
many styles of music that you
Ska
could
feels-
potentially play. And especially I grew up in New Jersey, so there's pop punk, there's punk, there's a poor not very skilled metal band, or you could do reggae or something like that because we were coastal. So that's what we played, but we very specifically played second wave,
Okay.
which means after everyone came to the United Kingdom from Jamaica,
yeah.
you had mixed bands with black and white members.
Okay.
And it was a youth movement. So you had bands like The Specials, Madness, and they had a very real specific type of look. And yeah.
I love that. My friend Richard here not introduced me to ska. I knew ska before that, but he re-sent me some ska music to check into. What was that one you
There's a
sent me?
bunch of them, man. It's Real
You sent,
Big
I think you
Fish.
sent me Real Big Fish. That's what it
That's
was.
one of them.
You sent me
I mean,
Real
I
Big
could
Fish.
go on for days.
No, that was a
big
UK one.
reggae music fan. So I love, and I say reggae, I go deep. I'll surprise a lot of people. I got probably 10 crates at the house of nothing but rhythms, reggae rhythms. And you mentioned a couple keywords. I'm kind of porpoising a little bit all over the place in my thoughts, trying to catch them here. But you do front of house work. I do a lot of front of house work.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I think there's a creative aspect to it. I think there's a lot of benefit and focus that I can bring to the dance music events without having to have the responsibilities of being a producer or DJ. So I try to, I'm building a relationship with every person that's coming to the event. And then
You're really good at that.
yeah, when we're having an event, myself and other people, I think of them as like customer service party, like party. I don't want to say police, but like staff, like people who are like vibe setters.
Yeah.
Because when you go overseas, I went to Copenhagen to visit my cousins.
Okay.
And when you go to the clubs there now, they ask you to read a rule set and then recite them back to the rule set, saying that you're going to be respectful, you're not going to be homophobic, you're not going to be sexist, anything like that.
No.
And it sets you in the mindset to be respectful and not cause trouble when you get in.
Yeah.
And then you go in, and then they have people in little yellow jackets that'll look for people if they're feeling uncomfortable at the club, and they'll help everybody feel really safe and good, which
That's
is
pretty cool.
super helpful, especially with altered states and alcohol and anything else.
Where was that at again? What
That was in Copenhagen.
Where's that at?
It's in Denmark.
Denmark? Wow. When you say front of house, are you talking about the engineering aspect of front of house, like the mixing, the soundboard mixing and all that?
That as well, lighting, and also bar and staff and everything like that.
Nice.
So get to hop around.
Very, very important stuff, man.
Yeah.
That is the backbone, and I can't tell you how many times a producer or a promoter will want to throw things together and they leave out all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to leave it up to the DJs. Most DJs don't even know audio equipment. They really have no idea.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty cool, man. So you... ska, we got off of ska.
Yeah.
And
well, it's actually related to ska because ska has at that time ska had a message from the youth. It had a message of overall being respectful and having to be inclusive, and I think that those types of ideas are pretty tantamount to dance music, and a scene can thrive or die depending on its fan base.
yeah, absolutely, man. So who are you looking for as your fan base for SRQ Top Events? Are you guys sticking to the EDM world? Are you guys out,
I'm actually looking to always expand to people to get introduced to the music. But they don't have to be introduced to the music in an unsophisticated way.
I agree.
Like, you don't have to capitulate to the crowd too much that you would have to play Pitbull 3 times in a row on an evening. You can help bring in the crowd and introduce them and take them on the journey to become a house music fan, to become a techno fan, to become a EDM fan.
Okay.
You mentioned Pitbull. He started in the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has some pretty good gangster rap songs out there, man.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Ska music, 1950s, and that ska and punk really went a long ways. Just didn't know if you guys knew about that.
Scott,
and
yeah.
punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a group of people in the UK, okay, and they would shave their heads. They were called skinheads. Nothing like the American skinheads. They were anti-racist. They were just punk rockers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they took on to a stronghold of ska like you would not believe.
Huh.
And ska music kind of went like this over the years.
Yeah.
It had a really big strong back in the 90s. UB40 kind of brought it back in a little bit, and then it went down. Then it went back up 98, 99, 2000s. And so it's just bounced all around, almost like house music in a sense.
Yeah, I had a ska wedding I did.
You did? I remember that.
Yeah.
I helped you with some of this stuff.
Yeah. That was fun. It was different.
You saw how they danced?
Have you ever? Yeah. But have you ever mixed ska music?
Yeah, bro.
Like,
it's a high tempo. It's a high tempo stuff.
Yeah,
It's,
it is.
It's high tempo, bro.
It was a fun challenge. It was fun.
You gotta babysit it. You gotta.
You gotta.
They got drums. They don't have drum machines, man. You gotta be quick to
Yeah.
make that adjustment, bro.
But it was a fun time. Ska, I like ska music, so it holds a special place in my heart. So Philip, more about SRQ. You have DJs and stuff under SRQ Top Events. Tell us about that.
So we have a group of about 5 or 6 as a collective. That what we try to do is everyone gives back to each other. We try to give everyone an opportunity. I try to create a show for each of my artists, where it's kind of like a springboard. So the headliner for that show is some of the best in the region or locally, or the best headliner that we can get.
Yeah.
That for that artist, for how they're trying to launch themselves, whether they're a hard groove techno DJ, that they can have an opportunity to have a really great head start.
Sure. What are some of the names of the DJs that you have?
It's Philip Ellis, it's Eric Palyukno, or DJ Second Chances. It's Andrew Concha, DJ Shambhala. It's Cybernate, Nathan Wallace, and it's Cole Burkhalter, DJ Vanity.
Nice. We love Vanity. Vanity's a good dude. Big shout out to you, Vanity. I don't know if you're listening, man. We love you, brother. And Danielle. Big shout out to Danielle. We miss you, girl. We hope you're safe and having fun on your work trip.
That's what's up.
So with SRQ being in Sarasota, you do a lot of events in St. Pete, you know, as like I'm assuming it's like a bridge, kind of like what we're trying to do with Miami and Atlanta.
Yeah.
What events do you have that you're going to bring are you going to bring any St. Pete people down, or have you done that already? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're going to be doing some, great pool parties.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna bring
Summer's coming.
People from Tampa. We're gonna bring someone from St. Pete as well. And then we have our first residency actually.
Okay.
At a rock and roll type bar called Fat Rabbit, which they have a pub in Tampa as well.
My wife has a Fat Rabbit.
And we've had a lot
I've seen the text messages. You call her that. He calls his wife that stuff. Yeah, no lie.
We've had a lot of fun with the bar because it's a rock themed bar. So we have some ideas to pay homage to it.
Sure.
Whether that's playing some indie dance, rock edits,
Okay.
Tech house edits, that type of thing.
Nice.
Kind of being playful with the idea of the place.
Okay.
And then we, it hasn't been announced yet, but this is a Humble House exclusive.
Yo, for real?
Going to be doing a Latin House event at this bar called SRQ, which is right around the corner, right in the heart of downtown Sarasota.
Oh, nice. SRQ. All right. That
ready
leads
for that?
us into, we got the Humble House. We got the exclusive on
Let's
that.
do it.
So tell us, that leads us right into what's next for SRQ for the next, you got some events coming up. Let the people know where they can find you guys and, some of the things, some of the artists, if you're ready to release that, what you guys got coming up.
You can find us by following us on our Instagram. We also have an email list.
What's the email?
The email.
Or how do you sign up for it?
How do you sign up for it?
you sign up for the email list right now with attending all of our different events.
Okay.
And then we have a Facebook page that we're really active on, and then also word of mouth.
Well, what do you have coming up specifically? I know you say you got a residency coming up, and then what's some other things, shows?
On Thursday we have our start
nice.
of House Party Thursdays. On February 15th, we have our post Valentine's event at Fat Rabbit. It's called the Lonely Hearts Club.
Okay.
It's kind of a play on a couple type of things. You know, the hearts are lonely. Valentine's is over. Lonely Hearts Club because it's a Beatles record.
Okay.
And then we're actually doing our first dubstep event.
Yes.
It's going to start with trip hop,
Okay.
and then it's going to
Oh man, trip! Are you taking it from trip hop to dubstep?
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's going to go into deep dub, which is a slower dubstep that we've really liked lately.
No, let me interrupt you real quick. There's two types of trip hop genres. There's California trip hop, which is kind of like guitarish and a little slow with some beats behind it, like Portishead and stuff like that. And then there's Florida trip hop, which is a vocalized versions of breakbeats. Which trip hops are we talking about?
Why do we always have a version of everything?
I
We had
think of
Florida
people
breaks,
like
too.
DJ Shadow.
Okay, so you're
stuff
talking
like
about
that.
so you're talking about Florida trip hop.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that really a thing?
I love.
Is it really like a separate?
Yes, there
genre?
really is. California has a whole different version of trip hop. It's like this down tempo, big
Portishead.
beat music with freaking guitar singing and weird stuff.
You're gonna have to send me this. I need to hear it.
I've actually
like
heard-
Bajork, Human Behavior was a trip hop that would be considered California trip hop. And then there's Florida trip hop, which I'm a huge fan of. Because
I actually
I like Florida breaks. Like it's the thing though. Like, I talked to people before and they're like, "Oh, that's Florida breaks." I'm like, "Florida breaks." Like, okay,
It's a thing, I guess.
It's so funny.
I had a really fun conversation with Brian Busto about trip hop and chill out music, and he told me that all of the big producers in Tampa around the 90s or early 2000s, the way that they used to compete with each other was who had the coolest chill out music.
That's crazy, man. I've real quick. Afters, I would think is more music to keep people up. And then I went to an afters with a buddy of mine, and he was playing, and then I played a little bit, and then he got back on, and he was like, "Dude, you have no chill. You have absolutely no chill. We're at an afters. We're at an afters right now. Just calm down a little bit."
I think that depends though, like because I think an after should be ramped up because
I
you're
thought
keeping
so,
the
too.
night going.
I thought so,
If you
too.
want to go chill out, you can go home and go into your bed and listen to
Bro,
the
I'm
deep
with
house
you.
channel. Okay,
I've never been
thought
to
so,
an
too.
after hours party
Yeah.
where people are just
like literally, like
just lounging. No, I go like in Miami after hours party. We're like,
yes.
That's what I thought.
I got on the decks
on
once
speakers
and got
and shit.
kicked off the decks and was told, "There's that," and they go in the back in the like deep house and like, "There's that cool after hours." But I'm like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" People started dancing and you just cleared the dance floor again.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
Bro,
Maybe your after party,
That's
but not
the problem.
This after party.
I think
yeah.
that we're in a different time zone because my after hours party.
Yeah.
we used to, bro. I would leave a club at 2.
Yeah.
Get to the after hours joint, have it take over from the other DJ, and the vibe would continue till 5 in the morning, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people are like, Saturday morning, still jacked up.
And I'm only smoking. I'm only smoking weed. So I need some. You got to keep me hyped. Don't put me
Bro,
to sleep because
Hey,
I'll go to
chill
sleep.
out after hours. Chill out. Go to a damn lounge if you want that crap, man. Take that vibe somewhere. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to hijack.
But it
you.
was strange though. Like I'm
with you. I don't don't bring
I'm
the
glad.
negativity
We have
over this
two
way.
groups.
Shit.
Two groups in
I'm
the
glad
city
I'm not
who
the
I
only
won't
one.
mention, but
No,
think
fuck
that after
that.
hours.
Put
are
them out
supposed-
there. Whoever you
supposed-
are,
supposed
you
to be
suck.
chill events, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
The
I'm
fuck?
like, no, it's supposed to keep the night
After
going.
hours.
I need to be
At
gyrating.
8 a.m.
I want my alcohol sales up there, bro.
At 8
Line
a.m.
up. Put the
you
lines
know,
out here right now.
At 8
Snuffle-
a.m.
oh, we can't talk
if
like
they
that.
want to start chilling out, then we'll go to maybe back to deep house. But you know,
Hey, chilling. Deep
I'm glad.
house.
See, I'm not the only one. See, I
All right.
I knew it.
Well,
All right,
am I in the right thing? Well, I mean, am I wrong by saying that?
I mean, I'm I'm a lover of deep house.
I love deep house too. Oh
I do
no,
too. I love
listen,
deep house.
I
Yeah,
got a
I'm
whole
actually